Hello, everybody. Today, I wanted to go over some things that I've been trying to get to for a while now. It's the player equipment, the which is basically a series of upgrades for the player, the jetpack, and then the ship screen, the ship upgrade, or not technically upgrade, ship modification screen. As a quick recap, in this game, you'll be able to use a tractor beam to move objects around and slingshot them. You will have a scanning tool, which allows you to identify objects and creatures. And then you have a radar gun, which shoots little pellets that will bounce off of objects of interest but go through terrain. And then they'll bounce back and let you know if there's something hidden in the ground or something similar. So I've gotten most of these done, and I've divided them into 6 categories. As you can see, there's still some spots that are empty, but the tractor beam scanner and radar are mostly done. I got something to replace down there. And then you have a head category, which is kind of more support type things, such as a life form detection. What this does is, if any of those little guys are still alive, you can see in the bottom left corner, oh, and at the bottom of the screen, should probably put a circle around them or something. But you can see that if they're off screen, you can you have an idea of where they are. But without the life form detection upgrade, you wouldn't be able to see them at all. Just if they're on screen. For the jetpack, I was trying to figure out how to make it better without just having upgrades for the strength and responsiveness. So I actually settled on having 2 different categories. You have all your progressive strength for your regular jetpack for your booster, the recharge rate for the booster, the efficiency rate for the booster. And as a recap, you have a limited bar that you can use as you're moving around. And then it runs out, and then you have to recharge it. So these 2 help with the recharge rate of how fast it goes back up, and also how much fuel you use as you're using it. And then I have upgrades such as, let's see, if you just hold down the boost button, you'll just kind of slow. You won't stop, but you'll be very slow in all directions, which is helpful if you're, going out of control. And then an air dash that goes in the cardinal directions that you can just use as you will. And then the big thing, so this took some time, but it wasn't too difficult to make most of this. Mostly it was just menuing and things like that. Oh, one thing I really like in Super Metroid in particular that you can get upgrades and then disable them again. So if you get an ability that you don't like, you can just turn it off. And sure, you wasted money on it, but it's at least optional. Or it's customizable. All right, so for the ship screen, this is something that's taken quite a while to figure out. You got your basic stuff, like being able to name your ship, and then you have the grid screen itself. So every one of these grid spaces is something in the ship. So this lighter blue, this teal, is just available space. It does nothing. But this this gray space, this cargo space, holds 25 standard units of cargo, and you can see it over here. If you click on it, you can change it to something else, and that will cost money and time. And you can see the time passes, and over there the money changed. And as I was building this out, I realized it would be kind of a pain to have to do this for every single square. And then wait for what will eventually be a little animation of time passing. And so I thought, well, what if we can just paint over everything? So what you do is you click the paint. This dev mode thing will be gone in the final release. You can just click and hold and paint to your heart's content. Now, some things can't be painted over, like the command bridge. This is effectively a square that says, without it, the ship won't function, so you can't. There's also restricted permanent installation spots for specialty areas. So like a greenhouse or the engines or fuel tanks, things like that. So if I try to put engines, I can only put them in the optional engine expansion slots, but I can't put them anywhere else. I also can't draw into the empty space. And so you can do this with anything, and you can make any kind of patterns or whatever you want. And then when you're done, you just hit confirm, and then the time flies by. Also, depending on your preference, you can make the grid more or less visible, to the point where you can't even see it, though that's not very helpful. Oh, and I forgot to point out, over in the left, you can see the changes. So we'd be gaining 600 effective cargo space, and we'd be losing 120 effective hazardous material space. Now, something that I finally finished working on today, we can export this ship. So if we close out, go back in, and then go to import and test the import, our beautiful creation is here for all to see. And it will keep track of the costs associated for the money and the time it would take to match this new layout. I thought it would be really fun to have players be able to make ships and then customize them the way they want and then share that with other people. And I don't know, I just thought it was a lot of fun. And then with the dev mode, it kind of works for me as well, because with the dev paint mode, I can then save these layouts when I'm making ships for the players. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll be working on code more often and have more videos of these soon. So thanks again, and see you next time.